Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to another session of Real Tour Live. Ayan, magandang gabi sa mga kapitbahay natin from all over the world na nanonood ngayon. So, napakaganda po ng topic natin tonight because pag-uusapan natin is all about pag-ibig. Wow, pag-ibig. So, 5 tips para ma-approve sa pag-ibig housing loan. Ayan. So, usapang pag-ibig po muna tayo ngayong gabi. Kaya, if you are interested, if meron po kayong mga katanungan about pag-ibig or maybe you are someone who doesn't know how to use their pag-ibig membership or pag-ibig benefits, then we would like to encourage you to watch this live video or invite your friends, your family members na sa tingin nyo magbe-benefit sa video natin to dahil tuturuan namin kayo or ilalatag namin yung 5 tips na kailangan nating malaman para ma-approve sa pag-ibig housing loan. Ayan. So, alam niyo ba, I remember, meron ako isang client. Ito yung concern niya, kaya hindi pa siya kumukuha ng bahay. Sabi ni client, alam mo Ma'am Kim, last year, kumuha ako ng housing loan, pero hindi ko tinuloy. Kasi after 2 years, nagbabayad na po ako ng down payment, pero after 2 years, hindi ako na-approve sa pag-ibig. So, para sa akin, sayang yung 2 years na binayad ko, kaya mula nun, na-discourage na ako. Hindi na ako kumuha ulit. And then, meron din akong client na sabi naman, Ma'am Kim, OFW ako, hindi active yung pag-ibig ko. Hindi active yung pag-ibig membership ko, kaya feeling ko, hindi ako qualified. Kaya hindi ako kumukuha ng bahay. But those 2 clients, guys, we were able to assist them in getting their own house. Ayan. So, yun yung mga topics na pag-uusapan natin and different scenarios na makakatulong sa inyo in getting your own house this 2022. Yay! So, good evening, everyone. Hello, mga kapitbahay. If you have questions that we might be able to help you or mga katanungan na hindi pa nasasagot ng mga trusted advisors nyo, feel free to drop them or leave a comment as we go along. Yan. Alright, so let's move on. So, 5 tips para ma-approve sa pag-ibig housing loan. Ano nga ba to? Tip number 1, ayan. So, you must be an active pag-ibig member with 24 months contribution. So, what does that mean? So, ibig sabihin, first, of course, dapat pag-ibig member tayo. So, kung hindi tayo sure kung tayo ay pag-ibig member, don't worry, everything is now online. You can always check your pag-ibig membership sa pag-ibig website. Yan. So, number 1. And then number 2, kapag naman hindi ka pa member, alam nyo ba, pwedeng-pwede kang magpa-member sa Pag-ibig anytime. So, meron tayong new membership registration link sa Pag-ibig website na pwede-pwede mong i-register yung sarili mo to become a new Pag-ibig member. And then number 3, of course, dapat meron tayong 24 months na contribution sa Pag-ibig. So, itong 24 months na to, sometimes natatakot din tayo na Ma'am Kim, hindi kasi tuloy-tuloy yung Pag-ibig contributions ko. Meron tayong mga scenarios na si client lumipat ng ibang company. Let's say 2021, active yung paghuhulog niya ng Pag-ibig pero nagkaroon ng COVID, nagkaroon ng pandemic, so na-stop yung source of income niya. And then for 6 months, natigil yung monthly contributions. So akala natin kapag ganun, hindi na tayo qualified. So actually, guys, walang problema doon. You can definitely update your Pag-ibig contributions and alam nyo ba na you can pay yung lump sum ng 24 months na ito. So for example, if you're an OFW na new member, let's say ngayon ka lang nagpa-member sa Pag-ibig, alam mo ba, pwede mong bayaran ng minsanan tong 24 months. And ang minimum contributions lang natin is 200 pesos per month. And I believe for OFWs, 500 pesos per month. So kapag pre-selling yung bahay na kukunin natin, let's say, hindi ka naman naghahanap or nagmamadali ng malilipatan agad, kapag pre-selling, it would take 2 to 3 years bago yan ma-process sa pag-ibig. So that means, yung 24 months na yun, pwedeng habang nagbabayad ka ng equity or ng down payment, makomplete mo yung 24 months bago siya ipasa sa pag-ibig. O, di ba? Ganun lang kadali ang pag-ibig membership, ang new registration, even sa online. Pwede ka lang mag-sign up anytime. So kung nanonood ka ngayon at hindi ka pa member, I strongly encourage you to register as a new Pag-ibig member. So again, punta ka lang sa Pag-ibig website and there you go. Maraming mga helpful links doon. Even yung link ng pag-register to new membership, you can definitely sign up anytime. So that's one tip, you got it. So ayan. And ano nga ba yung pag-ibig benefit? Bakit ko nga ba kailangan ng pag-ibig? So syempre bukod sa pag-ibig is anything about pag-ibig is, positive. So bukod doon, of course, when it comes to housing loan, si pag-ibig kasi it offers the lowest interest rate para makakuha ka ng bahay. So yan yung benepisyo uh, for having a Pag-ibig membership. Siyempre di naman kasi lahat tayo may 1 milyon agad, 'di ba, pambili ng bahay. Kung meron ka mang friend na may 1 million na pambili ng bahay, sana all. So mapapasana all ka na lang. Pero not everyone, guys, has that large amount of money para makabili ng house. Therefore, they will need to go through financing options just like Pag-ibig financing para makakuha ng bahay and ma-stretch yung monthly amortization nila. So, yun yung benefit ng Pag-ibig financing. Makakakuha ka ng bahay sa murang interest rate or mababang interest rate. And one thing I like about Pag-ibig is hindi lang sa mga regular income earners, they also offer lowest interest rate for minimum wage earners. Ayan. So, napakagandang benefit po niyan. And so, feel free to ask more questions. Leave us a comment kapag may mga katanungan kayo na hindi pa nasasagot, then feel free to leave us a comment. We would love to answer it for you. Ayun, sabi ni Justin, gusto ko din pong magkapag-ibig. Ayan, yes bro, praying na magkaroon ka ng pag-ibig this 2022. Kung pwede lang i-sign up as membership din no? Parang ibang pag-ibig yata yung tinutukoy ni Justin. Pero yun, so napakadali guys na magpa-member sa Pag-ibig. So feel free to register as a new member. That's a benefit for every Filipino na dapat yung i-take advantage ngayong 2022. Yay! So next, let's move on to tip number 2. Ano naman yung second tip natin? Nako, ayan. Second tip is age. So, ano naman yung bearing ng age? Ano naman yung tungkol sa edad? So, when it comes to age, meron tayong tinatawag na age requirement sa Pag-ibig housing loan. So, dapat kapag mag-a-apply tayo ng Pag-ibig housing loan, hindi tayo lalampas sa 65 years old upon loan application at hindi lalampas ng 70 years old upon loan maturity. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng borrowers dapat hindi more than 65 years old. So, kapag let's say nasa 50 years old ka na, 15 years na lang yung pwedeng maximum housing loan term mo sa Pag-ibig. Pero kung ikaw ay nasa, let's say, Gen Z ka or millennial, let's say, nasa 20-ish ka pa lang or 30-ish, then ibig sabihin, you can definitely take advantage of the maximum loan term, which is up to 30 years. Ayan. So, 30 years, yan yung pinakamahabang loan term natin na pwede niyong kunin sa Pag-ibig. And ibig din sabihin na yan yung pinakamurang monthly amortization kasi na-stretch up to 30 years. Pero kung natatagalan ka naman sa 30 years, let's say, Ma'am Kim, ang haba naman nun. Baka retired na ako by 30 years or baka hindi ko na kayang bayaran ng 30 years. Wala bang mas maikse? Well, actually, meron naman tayong tinatawag na shorter payment term and nasa inyo po yun as buyers to choose kung gaano kahaba or gaano katagal yung loan term na gusto nyong kunin. Meron tayong 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. So, ayan. So, pwede nyo naman piliin actually. Kung gusto mo ng, let's say, natatagalan ka sa 30 and kaya mo naman yung payment terms ng 10 years, then go for 10 years. Kasi mas mabilis mong matatapos yung housing loan mo, mas mabilis mong mababayaran yung bahay. So, take note lang na of course, kapag mas maiksi yung housing loan term, then mas mataas din yung magiging monthly amortization. Yan. So, next tip. So, naka 2 tips na tayo. So, first tip was, you must be an active PAGIBIG member with 24 months contribution. So, again, kung hindi ka pa member, pwedeng-pwede kang mag-sign up or mag-register as a new member at habulin yung 24 months na contribution. So, number 2, meron tayong tinatawag na age requirement. So, a borrower must not exceed 65 years of age upon loan application. Ayan. So those are the 2 tips. Now let's move on to tip number 3. Ayan. So, tip number 3. Ito, ang daming concerns ng mga clients natin dito when it comes to what we call GMI or salary requirement. GMI stands for gross monthly income. Ayan. So, syempre, kapag nag-apply tayo ng housing loan, I think hindi lang naman housing, even for bank loan, car loan, meron tayong tinatawag na salary requirement. So, ito dapat yung sinasahod natin para ma-qualify dun sa loan. Kasi syempre, yung mga financiers, they would check yung capacity ng isang borrower dun sa housing loan or dun sa loan na kukunin nila. For example, let's say, ako gusto kong kumuha ng bahay, so ano yung kapasidad ko para bayaran yung housing loan na kukunin ko? So dun nila titignan through your salary. So sa salary requirement, just take note na may mga developers na basic income lang yung tinitignan. So hindi kasama ang incentives, allowances. So basic income is the safest. So dapat yung basic income natin and declared salary natin sa certificate of employment natin will meet yung income requirement ng bahay na kukunin natin. So for example, yung murang townhouse natin sa The Ridge. Sa The Ridge, para makakuha ka ng bahay sa The Ridge, dapat sumasahod ka ng at least 17,000 to 18,000 basic income. Okay? So kapag yung sahod mo is, let's say, basic 18K and then hindi kasama allowances, overtimes, then of course you would qualify for The Ridge. Ano naman yung options kapag Ma'am Kim hindi umabot kulang ng 2,000 ganyan. So kapag yung basic income naman natin is let's say 16,000 and below, hindi umabot dun sa income requirement ng bahay na gusto nyo, meron naman tayong options. So meron tayong option to get a co-borrower. Ayan. So si co-borrower, pwede naman to kahit sino, pwedeng immediate family members, relatives, friends, and other acquaintances. As long as they would also qualify sa pag-ibig qualifications. So, pwede ang co-borrower. It's just that, dapat aware din tayo sa kung ano nga ba yung risk kapag nag-co-borrower ako. So, co-borrower, ibig sabihin, pareho kayong kumuha ng loan. Pareho kayong magsasubmit ng requirements. Therefore, pareho kayong nasa contract. Ayan. So, pareho kayo may karapatan dun sa bahay na kukunin nyo. Therefore, for co-borrower, make it sure na ito talaga yung mga trusted nyo na mga family members or friends who are willing to co-borrow with you. Ayan. Kasi meron kasi tayong instance before na hindi naman sa pag-aano, pero na-experience ko kasi ito. Mag-boyfriend, girlfriend sila for a month. 1 month pa lang yung relationship nila. And then, they decided to get a house. Which is nakaka-impress kasi they want to start early. However, yun nga lang, after a month, naghiwalay sila. So, ang naging questions nila both parties sa akin is, so sino nga yung magtutuloy ng bahay? Kanino ngayon yung bahay? So, syempre, dahil co-borrower sila, dalawa silang nandun sa contract, dalawa silang may karapatan dun sa bahay. So, those are possible risk when it comes to getting a co-borrower. So, just make it sure na mapagkakatiwalaan talaga yung kukunin yung co-borrower dun sa bahay na kukunin nyo. Ayan. Alright. So, may question tayo from Sir Kenneth. Hello, Sir Kenneth. Good evening po. Sabi niya, gaano po ba katagal bago makuha notice of approval? Ayan. So, for the notice of approval, standard processing time po kasi ni Pag-ibig is 3 to 6 months or it could take longer. So, para masigurado po natin na mas mapabilis yung pag-approve ng housing loan natin, dapat sigurado po tayo sa mga requirements na pinasa natin. Let's say, dapat kompleto po lahat ng requirements na sinabit natin. And at the same time, usually, ang nakakatagal po kasi dito is yung pag-respond ng employers natin dun sa gagawin nilang employment verification. So, heads upan nyo na po yung employers nyo kapag kumuha po kayo ng housing loan at kapag for Pag-ibig processing na po yung bahay nyo, heads upan nyo po si employer na magsi-CI po si Pag-ibig or magpapadala po sila ng email to verify the status of your employment para mas mapabilis yung process. Ayan. Pero standard po yun, 3 to 6 months or longer. Ayan. So, thank you for the question. If may additional questions pa po kayo, let us know. So, yun. So, going back to salary requirements. So, if hindi po pasok yung income natin, then of course, you can get a co-borrower para ma-qualify dun sa income requirement. And then, kapag single po, syempre, yung salary mo lang kasi yung kukunin. Pero for married couples, guys, it's different. So, for married couples, automatic na combined po yung salary nila. Pero kung enough naman na po yung salary ng isa sa inyo, kahit hindi na po kailangan dun sa spouse. Pero kapag hindi, so i-combine po nila yung income requirement ng mag-asawa. Ayan. Ayun. So we have more comments and questions. So, hi Miss Zenaida. Sabi ni Miss Zenaida, if ever po na natapos na yung loan ni buyer with co-borrower, paano po malilipat yung ownership into one owner lang? That's a great question, Miss Zenaida. So, kapag gusto po nilang i-transfer yung ownership, pwede po silang magtungo sa kahit na anong Pag-ibig office para i-process yun. And si Pag-ibig na po yung tutulong sa kanila dun sa process. Ayun. So, thanks for the question. Meron po tayong Pag-ibig virtual chat for things like title transfer or anything na si Pag-ibig na maglalakad. Pwede nyo rin po silang i-chat sa Pag-ibig website. Meron po silang virtual chat na responsive within 24 hours. Pero, yun, kapag na-approve na po yung loan, ibig sabihin na kay Pag-ibig na po yung account. So kung gusto, any changes that they will do after that, pwede na po silang magtungo diretso kay Pag-ibig to assist them. Ayun. So thank you so much for that question, Miss Yam. So that's our third tip. Dapat good standing ang ating Pag-ibig membership. So we have more questions. Let me check. Ayan. So, next question is from Justin. Sabi ni Justin, ano po lahat ng requirements to avail Pag-ibig loan? Ayan. So, basic requirements, normally, ang kailangan nating isubmit is one, proof of income. Very important to, proof of income, kapag locally employed, of course, kailangan natin yung payslip, yung COE, ayan, kailangan i-ready yan ni buyer. And common yan sa lahat. Kasi dito po kasi tayo evaluate ni developer to see kung qualified po talaga tayo dun sa bahay na kukunin natin. Dahil nga meron tayong tinatawag na income requirement. So, syempre, titignan nila dun sa payslip natin. So, dapat mag-reflect yung dineclare nating sahod dun sa payslip natin. So, that's one way for us to prove na kaya nating bayaran yung bahay at yung housing loan na kukunin natin. So, number two, two valid IDs. Ayan. So, for locally employed, one government-issued ID and one company ID. And then number three, we also need a proof of billing. So, sa proof of billing, kahit ano naman to pwedeng water, electric, pwede ring internet. Pero majority ng buyers natin, of course, syempre, kaya sila bumibili ng bahay kasi wala pa silang sariling bahay. So, ibig sabihin, wala din silang sariling proof of billing. So, kapag ganun yung case, pwede naman nating i-submit yung bill na hindi nakapangalan sa kanila. Let's say, nakikitira sila sa kamag-anak, and then just submit an authorization letter that they are residing in that address. Ayun. So, normally, pwede lang naman yung handwritten, ganyan, as proof of residency. Ngayon, kung ayaw nila nun, pwede rin naman ang barangay certificate as proof of residency. Ayan. And then, number four is marital documents. So, kung tayo are single, kailangan natin ng birth certificate. And later on, for pag-ibig processing, hihingan din po tayo ng Senomar to prove that we are single. And then, lastly, kapag married naman po, kailangan natin ng marriage certificate. Kasi alam nyo naman, dito sa Pilipinas, kapag married, both parties, wife and the husband, will need to sign the Pag-ibig contract. So those are the four basic documents. Pero as soon as for processing na yung Pag-ibig natin, the developer or Pag-ibig might be asking more requirements such as yun nga 2x2 valid photo and 2x2 pictures rather, 2x2 pictures, ITR, etc. And that's just for locally employed. We also have a different requirement for OFWs. So for OFWs naman, syempre, kailangan natin ng employment contract. So a valid contract as the proof of income. So some OFWs, wala silang payslip. Actually, majority nga yata, wala silang payslip. Kasi they get their salary in cash, di ba? Lalo na yung mga magigiting nating mga domestic helpers abroad. So, syempre, cash nila nare-receive yung sahod nila from their bosses. So, employment contract will do. No need for the payslip as long as valid yung employment contract nila. And then, the rest is all the same. We need two valid IDs and passport. Ayan. And then, marriage certificate or birth certificate and proof of billing. So, for OFWs, sometimes, ang common concern nila is, ma'am, paano yun? Nandito ako sa ibang bansa. So, 'di ba? Parang sometimes nahihirapan silang kumuha ng bahay kasi feeling nila kapag wala sila sa Pilipinas, hindi na sila makakakuha. So, that was the case before. Pero now that we are in the digital world during the pandemic, of course, nag-adjust na kasi lahat ng process natin. So, sa mga kababayan natin abroad dyan na nanonood ngayon, I would like to inform you na kahit po nasa ibang bansa kayo, you are definitely qualified to get a house at tutulungan po namin kayo sa process to make it less stressful. Kasi sa totoo lang, napakadali na lang po ng process ngayon. Lalo na yung mga developers and housing projects na may online portal or online reservation. Pwede na po kasi tayo mag-submit ng mga requirements natin online at mag-apply ng housing online. So, yan. So, pwedeng-pwede na po sa mga OFWs. And then lastly, may third category po tayo for business owners. So, for business owners, kailangan po natin ng business permit, of course, ayan, and other proof na may papers yung business natin. Sometimes, dito rin nagfo-fall yung mga freelancers. So, if they have registered their freelancing as a business, pwede rin silang makategorize as business owners. So, yun. I hope I have answered your question, Justin. Thank you for raising that. And wow, we have more question from Sir Kenneth. Sabi niya, pag po ba na-satisfy ka na kay Pag-ibig kahit madami pa po kulang sa bahay, meaning ito-turn over nila ang bahay regardless kung may kulang pa o hindi. Okay, so mukhang nakakuha na po kayo ng bahay, Sir Kenneth. Ayan, so ganito po yung process, sir, kapag bago i-turn over sa atin yung bahay. So, dati kasi, nag-a-approve si Pag-ibig ng housing loan kahit hindi pa fully constructed yung bahay. And that was the case before. Pero ngayon, as long as nasa 80% construction na po yung bahay natin, pwede na po siyang ipasa kay Pag-ibig for processing. Now, before Pag-ibig processing, the developer will be asking you to comply or complete all the requirements na kailangan ni Pag-ibig. So, they might be asking you again for the updated requirements. If you have submitted it, let's say 6 months ago, they will ask again for the latest requirements. So, i-complete nyo po ulit yung requirements na yon. And then, once na-approve na po yung housing loan nyo at ready na po for turnover yung bahay, then doon na po siya iti-turn over ni developer sa inyo. Yon. So, hindi po siya i-approve ni Pag-ibig nang hindi po tapos yung unit na kinuha nyo. So, dapat complete for turnover na po yung unit. I hope I have answered that. So I hope I have answered your question, Sir Kenneth. If may additional questions pa po kayo, feel free to let me know. And then, lastly, guys, for salary requirement, para malaman nyo kung magkano yung salary requirement, let's say may nakita kang bahay na interested ka, para malaman mo kung qualified ka ba dun sa income requirement nung bahay na kukunin mo, ang number one tip natin dyan is ita-times 3 nyo lang po yung monthly amortization. So, for example, may nakita kang single attached. Ayan, single attached in the heart of San Fernando City for only 10,000 per month. So, kung interested ka doon, ita-times 3 mo lang yung monthly amortization nung bahay na nakita mo, then that's going to be the income requirement. So, kung 10K siya per month, ibig sabihin, 30K per month yung income requirement for that specific single attached na bahay. So, yun ang number one tip para malaman mo kung qualified ka dun sa bahay or hindi. Ayun. So, thank you po for raising questions. So, recap tayo ulit. Yung third na tip natin para ma-approve sa Pag-ibig Housing Loan is, of course, dapat ma-qualify po tayo sa income requirement. Ayun. Alright, so let's move on to tip number 4. Ayan. So, tip number 4 is, of course, dapat nasa good standing yung Pag-ibig account natin. So, in layman's term, dapat updated. Dapat okay lahat. So, when we say good standing, syempre, di ba, pag kukuha tayo ng loan, syempre sisiguraduhin din nung magpapa-loan kung ano ba yung history ng borrower na to para ma-approve yung loan niya. Let's say may previous housing loan ba siya, nabayaran ba niya, or nagbabayad ba to ng mga previous na loans niya. So, things like that. So, same case with Pag-ibig. So, syempre, dapat number 1 is active yung Pag-ibig natin. Ayan. So, yung pag-ibig status natin is active. And then, number 2, kung meron man po tayong housing loan, dapat updated yung monthly payments natin. So, walang history ng na-foreclose or na-canceled or na-back out, 'di ba? May mga buyers kasi na kumukuha ng loan tapos hindi tinutuloy due to, syempre, we have different situations. So, due to unavoidable situations, hindi na nila natutuloy. So, ang ending, syempre, nagkakaroon tayo ng bad record dun sa kay Pag-ibig or kung kanino man tayo nag-loan. Nagkakaroon tayo ng bad record. And pag nangyari yan, let's say, may property ka na foreclose or may housing loan kang hindi na nabayaran, automatic kasi mabla-blacklist ka na kay Pag-ibig. So, ayun. So, yun yung tinatawag nating dapat good yung standing natin. Kapag naman meron tayong, let's say, other loans like multipurpose loan, salary loan, calamity loan. So, those are other benefits na pwede natin kunin kay Pag-ibig. I remember nung empleyado ako, lagi kong ina-avail yan. Kasi it's a benefit for me eh. It's our benefit as Pag-ibig members. So, nung nagkaroon ng Bagyong Ondoy yata, yun yung nag-hit sa sa Isabela. Siyempre, I had to take advantage of my calamity loan. So, yung calamity loan po is an it's another type of loan na pwedeng i-offer ni Pag-ibig. So, as long as nagbabayad naman po tayo dun sa loan natin, dun sa calamity loan natin or multipurpose loan natin, as long as monthly na babayaran siya, then that would not affect your housing loan. So, that's what it means na it should be in good standing. So, don't worry sa mga kapitbahay natin dyan na may current loan. You are definitely qualified to get another loan. So, wag po kayong matakot kasi sometimes na napanghihinayaan tayo ng loob pag nasabing, may previous loan po ba kayo? Yes, meron. So, hindi na qualified. Without us really asking na, pwede pa pala. Okay, so pwede naman ng multiple housing loan kay Pag-ibig as long as yun nga nasa good standing. And even nga for housing loan, you can borrow up to 6 million. Ayan, so kung let's say may previous property ka nang kinuha sa Pag-ibig and then gusto mo ng isa pa, gusto mo ng pangatlo, pwedeng-pwede naman. Pwedeng-pwede kang makakuha ng multiple housing loan kay Pag-ibig as long as yun nga good standing and as long as qualified ka sa income requirement ng second, third, and ng multiple units na kukunin mo. Ayun. Yay! So, that's our fourth tip. Yan. So, very straightforward lang po yun. Dapat good standing. So, kung meron ka man previous housing loan, previous calamity loan, salary loan, or multipurpose loan, of course, dapat updated lang po yung payments natin at nababayaran po siya. Alright, so, tip number 5. So, grabe, ang bilis ng oras. Nasa pang-5 tip na po tayo. So, recap lang po tayo ulit. So, 5 tips para ma-approve ang Pag-ibig Housing Loan. So, una, na-discuss po natin na dapat active Pag-ibig member ka with 24 months contribution. Ayan. Number 2, dapat pasok po tayo sa age requirement ni Pag-ibig na hindi lalampas ng 65 years old upon loan application and 70 years old upon loan maturity. And then number 3, dapat pasok tayo sa salary requirement ni Pag-ibig. So, ang shortcut dyan is times 3 lang po natin yung monthly amortization, then that's going to be the salary requirement. And number 4, of course, good standing or good payers din po dapat tayo ng mga previous loans na inavail natin. Alright, so last tip, down to our last tip, number 5. So, number 5 is of course, accurate information. Yan. So, magandang topic to. So, accurate information from the word itself, accurate. So, dapat lahat ng information na ide-declare natin is tama, 'di ba? So, kasi syempre tulad ng ibang mga nagpapa-loan, they would conduct background check, 'di ba? Masi-CI po tayo para ma-check kung tama nga ba yung mga dineclare mo na information bago nila i-approve yung loan mo. So, accuracy of information is very important. So, dapat lahat ng dineclare natin, kung saan tayo nag-work, magkano yung sahod natin, saan tayo nakatira, those must reflect yung mga requirements and documents na isasubmit natin, and they must be accurate. So, ang number one na laging laging tinitignan dito ni Pag-ibig is marital status. Yun. So, bakit marital status, Ma'am Kim? May experience ka na ba dyan na finalsify yung marital status nila? Actually, yes. Marami na po kaming mga clients na nilulusutan yung marital status. Si client ko, pangalanan natin siyang Client X. So, si client, dineclare niya na siya ay single. Okay? So, syempre, ite-take namin yung word nyo na kung ano yung marital status nyo. So, dineclare niya na single siya. And then, pagdating ng pasahan ng requirements, yun pala, married na. So, kinasal na siya dati. And kaya niya dineclare na single kasi hiwalay na sila ng ex-husband niya for, let's say, X number of years. So, kumbaga wala na silang communication, hindi na sila nagkikita. So, nowhere to be found na yung ex-partner niya. So, pagdating ng pag-ibig processing, siyempre, for singles, hihingan po tayo ni Pag-ibig ng proof na single tayo, which is what? Senomar. Ayan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na Senomar to prove na single nga tayo at never pa tayong kinasal. So, pagdating ng pasahan ng Senomar, of course, hindi niya mai-submit kasi nga, kinasal na siya dati. So, that has affected yung Pag-ibig processing and yung Pag-ibig housing loan niya. And of course, kakailanganin niya ngayon na mag-submit ng marriage certificate dahil nga kasal na siya dati, and kukunin pa rin niya yung consent ng ex-husband niya. So, napaka-interesting na topic nito kasi nakaka-relate naman po ako dun sa mga clients natin na gustong magkaroon ng sariling bahay pero hindi na nila makontak yung mga partners nila. 'Di ba? Parang struggle kasi yun eh. And for me, I really want to help those na makakuha ng bahay. Kaya lang dito kasi sa Pilipinas, guys, as you all know, yung batas kasi natin dito sa Pilipinas, once kinasal ka, then sa mata ng batas, maghiwalay man kayo or hindi man kayo magkasama ng ilang years, kasal pa rin kayo. So technically, kapag naghiwalay kayo, dapat meron ka ring legal separation documents. Pero hangga't wala yon sa mata ng batas, kayo ay kasal. And pagdating ng Pag-ibig housing loan, hahanapin ni Pag-ibig yung ex-spouse nyo. So magiging problema yan sa mga buyers na wala ng communication sa mga ex-partners nila at hindi na mahagilap yung mga ex-wives or husbands nila. So, ano naman ginagawa niyo, Ma'am Kim, kapag ganyan yung situation? So, of course, kami, we want to make sure na matutulungan namin kayo sa mga situations nyo. So, ang ginagawa namin is, of course, kailangan namin sabihin, i-declare na kailangan accurate lahat ng details na ibibigay niyo sa amin para maiwasan yung mga ganong problema. So, kapag gano'n yung situation, bibigyan namin ng option na it's either talaga na hagilapin si ex-husband para makapag-sign dun sa Pag-ibig documents, or second option is find a different financing option for the client. And normally, we have in-house financing para sa may mga problema sa requirements. And yun yung next na pag-uusapan natin sa susunod nating mga Real Tour live sessions. So we will talk about in-house financing naman and ano yung benefit niya sa mga may problema sa requirements at hindi Pag-ibig members. Ayun. And then, accurate information also, guys. Syempre sa CI kasi na Pag-ibig, mahigpit to. I remember, meron din akong client na ito yung work niya, ito yung employer niya, pero hindi niya sinabi sa akin na 2 months bago ng pag-ibig processing, lumipat na pala siya ng company. So, siyempre si Pag-ibig, magre-reach out dun sa dineclare mong employer, magpapadala ng email, tatawag, to verify yung employment status mo. So, siyempre kapag wala silang nakuhang response from your employer, that would delay yung time frame ng pag-ibig processing. So, babalik na naman yung papers kay developer, and then si developer, tatawagan na naman si buyer, na buyer, si employer mo hindi nagre-reply, hindi makuha yung verification status, and then si buyer, pupunta kay developer. So, yun yung mga nakaka-cause ng delay. So, para maiwasan yun, of course, kapag may changes dun sa dineclare mong information prior, then inform the developer right away and give them the right email or contact information kung saan pwedeng mag-verify ng employment si Pag-ibig. So, yun. So, dapat, number one, provide yung email address ng HR or ng kung sino man yung head nyo sa company na pwedeng mag-submit or mag-verify ng employment status nyo. And then number two, heads upan nyo guys, yung mga HR and yung company nyo na kumuha kayo ng housing loan. Para pagdating ng email, makapag-verify sila agad, makapag-respond sila agad dun sa background check or CI ni developer. So dun mapapadali yung process para hindi na pabalik-balik yung papers natin and yung Pag-ibig application natin. So yun, there's that. So, accurate information. So, make sure lahat ng information na binibigay natin kay agent, kay developer, are all true. Ayan. Feeling ko kasi, sa experience ko, some of you are not yet comfortable in telling us kung ano yung mga situations nyo. And I can understand that kasi I'm a buyer myself. Bumili din po ako ng bahay tumingin-tingin din po ako ng bahay dito sa Pampanga. And ang dami ko rin pong nakausap na sales agents. And I can really feel where you're coming from. Kasi even me, hindi naman din po ako magdi-disclose agad-agad ng information about myself, di ba? So, syempre, medyo sisiguraduhin din muna natin. So, medyo pinipili din natin kung kanino natin dinidisclose yung information. Which is why, dito sa Realtor Pampanga, lahat po ng mga salespersons namin or ng mga team members namin, we want to make sure na they make you comfortable first. Na hindi po kami after na makabenta lang, hindi po kami yung unahin po namin kung ano yung magigain namin in helping you. Of course, yung number one goal namin is to build a relationship with you in a way na you will be very much comfortable in telling us your situations and kung ano po yung mga doubts nyo, yung mga hesitations nyo, para mas matulungan po namin kayo at makapag-provide po kami ng options and ng solutions, di ba? Kasi kung hindi po natin gagawin yon, magkakagulatan and magkakabiglaan po tayo pagdating ng Pag-ibig processing. So, dun pa lang, hindi po namin kayo matutulungan kapag hindi po talaga namin alam yung tunay na kalagayan nyo. So, I would like to encourage lahat ng kapitbahays natin na nanonood ngayon at nag-inquire po sa Realtor Pampanga to give us accurate information. Feel free to be comfortable with us. Hindi naman po namin sisirain yung tiwala nyo. So, feel free to comfortable with us. Kung meron po kayong mga hesitations and doubts, let us know. Let your trusted advisor know so that matulungan po nila kayo and provide ways and options for you. Ayan. So, yun. That's our fifth tip. Okay, so accurate information. So, napakahalaga po ng bagay na yan. So, yun. So, tonight we have talked about the 5 tips para ma-approve ang ating Pag-ibig housing loan. So if may questions po kayo, feel free to leave a comment sa comment box. And if you know someone guys na baka makatulong po ito sa mga friends nyo, sa mga kakilala nyo, or sa kapitbahay nyo, or even sa spouse nyo na kino-convince nyo pa. So baka makatulong po ito sa kanila. Feel free to tag them and share this video. If you have other questions, you can always reach us sa Realtor Pampanga, send us a message para matulungan po namin kayo. Yon. Ayun. So, thank you sa mga viewers natin. Hello guys. Maraming salamat po for watching our Realtor Live. So, on our next session, we will talk about in-house financing options naman. And as we go along, we will come up with more contents like this. So, leave us a comment how you feel about this video. Nakatulong po ba siya sa inyo? Or is there any specific topic na gusto nyong pag-usapan para matulungan po namin kayo. So let us know by sending us a message or leaving us a comment. Ayan. And don't forget guys to please um, follow us sa Realtor Pampanga. Ayan, nasa Facebook po kami, nasa YouTube din po kami, and soon we will be in TikTok. So yan, hanapin nyo lang po kami Realtor Pampanga and follow nyo na din po yung ibang channels and branches namin. So meron din po tayong Realtor Clark, Realtor Tarlac, Realtor Bulacan, Realtor Dubai, Realtor KSA, Realtor South, and Realtor Ground Start. So marami po tayong branches sa iba't ibang places. We also have Realtor Bicol, by the way. So we have different branches sa iba-ibang places ng Philippines because we know that there are many of you na nangangailangan po ng tulong namin in getting your house this 2022. So that's it. So those are the 5 tips para ma-approve ang inyong Pag-ibig housing loan. So don't forget that. Ayan. And if you have other questions, let us know along anytime. Thank you guys for tuning in at our Realtor Live. We'll see you again on our next session. Yan. Thank you guys. Thank you, Precious. Hey, Precious. Thank you so much. Salamat mga kapitbahay. Thank you, Miss Zenaida, or kapitbahay from Realtor KSA. Ayan. Ano, OFW po siya. Grabe, nanonood ngayon. Salamat po for watching. Thank you, Realtor South. Ayan, may pa-heart. Paano ba mag-heart? Yan. Thank you, Realtor South.